Good evening, sir. Sir, my first question to you is, what are the general trends which you faced in the field of HR while you were working and also when you were an entrepreneur in the field of heavy engineering?
In the field of HR or heavy engineering?
Heavy engineering.
The field of heavy engineering.
Yes, sir.
See, I'll tell you, heavy engineering as a sector has seen a burgeoning growth in India over the last 2 decades. Okay, particularly after the liberalization, because of the need for infrastructural growth in the country and the need for growing in the core sectors like mines, minerals, etc., power.
Exactly.
So there has been a huge construction activity. There has been a huge corporate activity in these areas, and therefore heavy engineering has seen an upstick. Okay, over the last 1.5 decades or so. And it has been very exciting times for me personally because I have been very deeply involved in this area.
From late 90s or mid 90s?
From around mid 90s to say about 2000, as late as 2013 or so.
Okay.
12, 13. Even now in a
Like you do consultancy.
in a consultative capacity. So I see very exciting times, and going forward also, I see a huge growth and in this sector.
Okay. So what about the aspect of HR involved in heavy engineering? Like what are the challenges you face?
See, the challenge is basically in this, not heavy engineering, I'll focus more on heavy engineering as in infrastructure sector.
Yes, sure.
You see, the challenges are manifold. One is lack of skill. You see, you have the manpower. See, India as a country has basically been a manual sort of a country. We have been
Labor-oriented country.
Yeah, we have been doing manual work. We have been employing labor to do work.
Exactly.
But the scale of operations that is required today, the demand is so great. We have to build about 20 international airports in the country. We can't depend on an army of people bringing boulders. We need mechanized, we need automation, we need the giant excavators.
We need machines.
Correct? So we need those.
So we need skilled laborers.
We need skilled laborers. Now we in this country, we have an army of people who are available for jobs, but they are not skilled. That is a major problem that we have faced. Across the board, it is not only at the lower stratum of the pyramid, even at the middle level, we don't have very many skilled people. This is just an aside. This problem is being faced not only by the engineering sector, it is being faced by all the other sectors, to a limited extent by the services sector also.
Okay.
But this is being faced in healthcare, this is being faced in IT, this is being faced in most of the sectors in the country today. Alright, we don't have skills available.
So don't you think the Indian education system is the reason for this downfall of skills? Like, because we are seeing engineering colleges and management colleges are blooming like mushrooms, but we are not getting an exact skilled, like core with competent people to work.
I look at it you're very right, but there are two things which are happening. One is the education has not reached a substantial part of our population. That is one. Okay, I'm not talking of higher education, I'm talking of the basic primary need.
Okay.
Secondly, there is a mismatch, you're right, in the course and the curriculum and the requirements. Alright, the stress is not on vocational. The stress has to be on vocational also. We all want to be engineers. We all want to be
managers.
We all want to be IT specialists. But the point is that we also need carpenters. We also need
drillers,
equipment operators.
Exactly.
Right? We also need skilled miners. What about them? We need very, very skillful welders. Where are they? Small thing which you and I face in every day. You don't even put mobile mechanics in the market. But India is probably the fastest
growing mobile penetration is very high.
You don't have good mobile mechanics. So there is a mismatch between the output that we have in the courses and the
input.
requirements in the field.
Okay.
And education has not reached a very large swath of the people.
So these are the challenges which you face, which you used to face while you were recruiting people.
Absolutely. So
Okay,
it added to cost in the sense that you have to train up.
Train.
Right? We actually have to retrain engineers in engineering.
So like the engineers who should have learned the things in the engineering college, you had to teach them to do that after getting their degrees.
Yes,
After
to a very large extent.
okay, so you have to retrain them. So that was an added cost which you had to like bear, right?
Added cost, yes.
Okay, so that was one of the main challenges you faced as a
Challenges.
like okay. So what are the employee engagement programs which you like try to do in order to maximize their efficiency or keep them engaged?
Something which happened normally was that because you had to upskill people, so training became a very integral part of the employment scenario, right? So it was an ongoing training.
Okay.
Formal,
On the job training you're
on
talking
the
about.
job, formal training in the classrooms, symposiums, workshops, all right? It was an ongoing thing which kept on happening, right?
Okay.
Then on the job, on the machines, at sites. So training became integral, all right? Along with that, what became integral also was very unfortunate, particularly in this part of the country, that English is a
Major challenge.
So one had to also train to some extent people in soft skills.
Okay. So soft skill was also a problem in Eastern India or in the whole across India?
Across India, but also in Eastern India, because I have worked in Eastern India, so I can comment with authority on Eastern India, but it is a pan-India situation.
Okay.
And because of the multinationals coming into India, the soft skills are slowly becoming more and more important. Communication is very important.
Yes.
All right. So that is another area on which we have to focus.
Okay.
All right. Third thing that we have to do was employee motivation in the form of recognition, because the skilled talent was so less. They were very volatile. Their movements were very large. They used to skip from company to company.
You have to jump like
Just to retain them, you had to incentivize them in a proper way, which was not necessarily monetary.
okay.
All right, it could be in various forms. Recognition was, I thought, a very powerful tool. All right, recognizing a person's worth for what he is worth honestly is very important.
Very important. So non-monetary compensations and incentive is much more important than monetary compensation.
I will not say much more important.
Not important means it's at par with.
It is also integral.
Integral
with monetary inducements. All right.
So you have to make your employees feel special that you're working hard.
Special, and you should make the effort of making them feel a part of the
Company, organization
organically.
Okay.
One way, which I thought was a surefire way of doing it, is leading by example.
Okay.
If an employee sees that that person is willing to do everything that he wants me to do, he will do it for you.
Okay.
Most of our managers are not willing to do things which they ask their subordinates to do. All right? Now, a manager, I think, should be capable of doing every single job in the organization that he is in. Okay. Even a small little thing like making an invoice.
Exactly.
Right? So if an employee knows
that
this guy can do
their work,
he will have respect for you. You have to earn his respect.
Exactly.
That cannot be done by giving money.
Okay.
Right? Another thing which is very important is that you should have integrity. Your employees should know that you are a man of integrity.
So what do you mean by integrity in the field of engineering? Like
I will tell you one very small example.
Yes, sir.
Suppose, your balance sheet is an open book. It's in the public. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Now
it's for the investors and everyone
right.
to say.
You're making rupees X as profit, earnings. after interest, taxes and all that.
PAT.
Out of that, if you're willing to share a percentage of that with the employees, right, and not take everything yourself or put it back into the business, you will be rewarded.
That is like, you're avoiding your employees with stock options.
Not necessarily stock option. Stock option is to my mind, stock option I think is a very, what would I say?
A trivial thing to say.
No, not a trivial thing. I think it's a very cunning way of rewarding employees.
Why, sir?
What are stock options here?
Like you'll get the part of the profit.
What part of profit?
The retained earnings.
You can't sell the stocks for 3-4 years or so.
Yeah.
Suppose the stocks go down, then what happens?
Okay.
Then what happens? So I think that this is a subterfuge. Everybody is not an Infosys.
Okay.
Right?
So how did you divide the profit, a part of your profit with your employees? How did you? How do you do that?
Bonus, in the form of rewards.
Okay.
In the
Incentives.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I had always made it a point. I used to send them abroad with their families, have a good time. All right. Send them to Sentosa and Singapore.
Okay.
Things like that.
And so, before we started this interview, talking about how we used to fire people who were incompetent and hire competent people. Right. So, can you throw some light on that?
See, I will give you an example. Firing people, the word is incongruous in the sense when you fire a person, help him get a job.
Okay.
Right? Just don't throw him out on the road.
So, you believe that you need to do something for
I've
the
actually done it.
Okay, sir.
All right. So I just don't fire unless it's a disciplinary ground. Unless the person has stolen something or done something which is grossly malfeasance, I will not just throw him in the mud. I try to help him out.
So in a way, you try to minimize structural unemployment. You wanted a guy, if you have fired a guy because of his low skills, you try to place him somewhere else where his low skill will be rewarded somewhere else, right?
I can give you an example. See, suppose there is one Mr. X.
Yes.
This is a real life example I'm giving.
Okay.
This person was a machine operator.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And because the company I was working for was turning around, we had a mandate that we cannot recruit in Infosys. I cannot keep recruiting as many as I want because there was a cost constraint. So what I did was I picked a guy, a smart guy, picked that chap out, put him into sales.
Okay.
Trained him up in selling.
Okay.
Right? He became a salesperson. Ultimately, he became a regional manager. Today, as we sit here, he is the general manager exports of a very large electrode manufacturing company. Mind you, he used to be a machine operator.
So, how could you forecast, just tell that he has the talent to become
that is a managerial skill. What is there in a management?
So what did you see in him? What made you think that he can be a better salesperson than become a good machine operator?
No, because I had 20 people, right?
Yes.
I interviewed 20 people.
Okay.
I found him to be that kind of a guy. That is my experience.
Okay. So that's experience talking.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you just can't be a manager, sit on a chair and not have some instinct, some guts. You will fail. But you will succeed most of the times. Okay. That is good management.
So the probability of succeeding is much more higher than failing?
Should be.
Okay. It should be.
Good manager, it should be.
It should be. Yes, sir. So you were also talking about the change in the culture which you brought in a previous company, which was a 105-year company, but it didn't see profit for 100 years. But you brought that profit, so you did some change in culture. They were making products which were out of market products, which were not acceptable in the market. So you started making products which the market liked, and then eventually the company saw profit in how many years, sir?
It saw profit, say, after 22 years.
In 22 years, they saw profit. So, what challenges did you face while bringing the new culture in the company?
See, it's very simple.
Yes, sir.
People will resist you, alright? And people will resist like hell. If you keep pursuing and if you are convinced, if you have courage of conviction, that what you're doing is right and yield results, once the results come coming, people will eat out of your hand. You see, let me put it like this. Suppose you are working in an organization, doing things, but you're not getting your salary. You're getting your salary after 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, right? You are an unhappy person.
Yes, sir.
Now, a situation comes where you are asked to do something new, something else. You're trying to asked to work in a different way. You will resist. Why should I? What is there for me? But you also find you are being asked to do that and you're still getting your salary after 3 months. Now, after 1 year of doing that, you find that there is a change. Your salaries have started coming on time.
On time.
Right? You started getting increments. You started getting bonus. People are happier around you. You hear the noise, the profits are happening.
Okay.
Then people start
Believing in you. Exactly, sir.
right?
Believing in your
Because they
dream
have
and goal.
They have been taken for a ride for too long.
Okay.
Too many good things have been said and nothing has happened. But once something happens,
So once they're seeing the results
once they see the results, they
in their own eyes, they're like, believing in you. They start
believing
believing in you.
And once they do that, they will do anything for you.
Anything.
Anything. Even if you don't give increment, they'll still work.
So by showing them results, you brought the change in the culture of the company.
And not only that, by doing,
What they can do, you did that and showed, and like you set up an example to them that
Yes,
see, I can do, you have to do.
yes, if I am willing to take the trouble, you jolly will take the trouble.
Okay.
Right? So,
Yes, sir. So, what do you see that in the field of HR, what will happen in the future? Like, you see new technologies coming with artificial intelligence coming in the field of HR as well. Like, now we see computer sorting out CVs. Like, you see Naukri.com and all, you see computer sorting out a CV. So, like personally, I don't think that a computer can judge talent of some people, right? So, what are the what will happen in the future of HR, in the field of HR? What will happen in the future?
listen, future is a very semantic term. What do you mean by future? 5 years?
In 10 years?
20 years? 50
Exactly.
years? Right? Let me tell you something. The future does not belong to human beings. The future belongs to the machines. Right? A time will come when human beings will have to integrate with the machines. You see it today. 3 individuals sitting are all with the smartphones.
Yes, sir.
Right? So there is a integration happening with the machines.
Okay.
Right? So let us face it. HR as a function will exist. It has to, because the human touch has to be there. But it's going to be more and more machine oriented.
So, don't you think that with new machines coming in and like, new technologies coming in, with AI coming in, unemployment will increase, or do you think that it will make more employment in different field?
If we are able to reskill our people, there is no fear of unemployment.
So,
I am a firm believer of that. There will be pains, but if we manage to reskill, there is no fear of unemployment. Okay?
so you were talking about external.
There's no problem, I hope.
No, sir, I'll take care of that.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, you were talking about the external thing which took place when you were firing people in mid-90s due to like they were CPM government. So you see one thing, CPM government objected the introduction of computers in government offices. But after they succumbed to pressure and they brought in computers and which opened a new field called IT. So don't you think that technology is helping? So how do you think you can reskill people and you see on-the-job training or off-the-job training?
Yeah, see, analytics is an area which cannot be replaced easily. It will be replaced. Machines will take that also. But still, you will need human inputs. skill people in those areas, skill people in handling artificial intelligence. End of the day, they're machines. We will integrate, but they will not dominate us.
Okay, sir.
End of the day, we will dominate, right?
So with this, sir, we are coming to an end of this interview. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time, sir.
Pleasure, yeah.
Thank you, sir.